The information and discussions shared on The Love Show are from personal accounts and experiences. Listener discretion is advised. This episode contains explicit language and frank discussions of adult themes or sexual content that may not be suitable for all audiences. Any communications, considerations, or recommendations are not a substitute for medical, psychological, or licensed professional help in wellness or recovery. Please seek a qualified practitioner regarding specific needs or concerns. We thank you and hope you enjoy the show.
Welcome to The Love Show, an exploration of love, romance, relationships, and sacred sexuality. This is your invitation to dive deeper into your innermost self and strengthen the bonds of love and intimacy. Jennifer Rose is an international psychic medium, transformational guide, channel, writer, and healer. With the help of fellow trailblazers, Jennifer's mission is to combine timeless wisdom and modern spiritual awareness to transform and evolve humanity, all while encompassing healthy transformative love, epic beauty, and divine connection. Now here is your host, Jennifer Rose.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Love Show. I'm Jennifer Rose, and we are on the Sacred Spiral Network. Happy Monday to everybody, and welcome, friends. I see everybody starting to come on and join us. So happy to see you all here this fine Monday evening. We had some pretty weather today. It was a little sunny and 70, slight crispness. Of course, some of you would be hot, but it was a beautiful day today. It was a nice way to start off a week after a busy weekend. And I hope you all are doing well. Hello, Mr. Arnie Layton. Thank you for joining us. Much love to you too, my friend. Good to see you. Very excited for tonight's show. I've got medium Kelley Eckhardt joining me shortly. And as most of you know, she's also has a show with Cheryl Murphy on Wednesday, right? Wednesday called Seeing Beyond. It's Tuesday or Wednesday. Forgive me. My mind just did a little blank, but we'll get that straightened out. Hello, me and my shadow. Welcome. Thank you for being here too. A few quick announcements as well too. And I will be bringing on shortly, Kelley has an amazing story of love and transformation to share with all of us. So please do stay with us because you will be really happy that you did. It's a not to be missed story. And if we have time, we'll do a few messages at the end as well. So then let me get to my announcements if I can. This coming Friday on my sister show, Embracing Infinity, I've got astrologist Danny Santos joining me once again. We're talking about a really big shift. Uranus just went into Gemini about 2 days ago for the next few years. And we're going to be talking all about that and the shift that it's going to be contributing to. So you don't want to miss that as well. Next Monday, there will be no love show, but I will still be here with my beautiful friend Nancy Muratalla for our show that we co-host together, Fashionably Spiritual. And there's Nancy. Hi, Nancy. Hello. How are you, Queen? Good to see you. Beautiful. Thank you. And next time on The Love Show in 2 weeks, I've got Dr. Harmony joining me. She is an author of many books on twin flames. And so I'm really excited to be having her coming on the show. So some of you may have heard of her before. If not, we have a lot to learn as well, too. So that's something to look forward to in 2 weeks. So now let me go ahead and get caught up and see who else is here today. So again, hello, Nancy. Hello, Arnie. Hello, me and my shadow. Welcome. I see beautiful Jennifer McCormick is here. Welcome, beautiful. And I want to say happy birthday to you, Miss Jennifer McCormick. I know it's her birthday today, so I'm hoping, actually, it's just a little shy past, but it still counts. So it's still your birthday because in America here, it's still Monday. So I hope you've had a fabulous day with your family, and I'm so happy for you. And I hope that all things magical come to you this coming week. So Jennifer is such a loyal supporter, always there for all of us, always cheering all of us on. So I'm just so grateful that I have a chance to give her a shout out and send some little bit of sparkle your way for your birthday. So there we go. Okay. All right. And let me see here, Mr. Brian Lair. The wizard is in the house. Hello, great show. Be in the Light was right before us, so that was beautiful because they were talking all about jewelry, and it was pretty fabulous. So thank you for joining us, even though you just did a show. So really appreciate it as well too. And Carol Johnson, hello, good to see you. Thank you for being here, Carol. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, and we're all starting to come on in. Have I missed anybody? Miss Evelyn is here from Solving. Hello, Evelyn. Good to see you, beautiful. I know, Jennifer, I know. Uranus moved at 8:35 p.m. U.S. time and 8:53. All that crazy happened. Oh, yeah, it sure did. Yeah, it's a very big shift. And so it's going to be really important that we talk about it because that'll give us a kind of a heads up of sort of what we can expect over the next few years. But we're already starting to see it. So, I mean, just saying, things are going to, if you didn't think that April was a wild month astrologically, it's going to get even wilder. So, so buckle up your seatbelts and let's see where we go. Okay. You are so welcome, Jennifer. You are so welcome. And again, hi to Evelyn too. Always coming on our shows, also another great supporter. So we love you. Evelyn is too. So thank you so much, everybody. All right. Everybody, am I all caught up? I think I am. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring on my very special guest, medium Kelley Eckhardt.
Hi.
Hi, Kelley. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you. I'm excited to be on your show. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us too. And did I get it right? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Seeing Beyond with Cheryl.
Tuesdays at 4.
Tuesday, so it will be on tomorrow. So you'll want to catch Kelley's show with Cheryl tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, which is midnight in the UK. So thanks for helping me with that too. Sometimes the brain does little glitches when you go live and you're like trying to remember so many details.
Totally no.
But welcome to the Sacred Spiral Network as well too. So I'm so happy that you two are with us. It's really is like a little container of love that Kelley's created for all of us.
Oh, I love it here too. I appreciate it. I don't know why we didn't come sooner. I guess we were just in our own heads overthinking it all.
Well, as I always say, divine timing, divine timing. Hi, Christina. Thanks for being here. All right, Kelley, I'm going to read your bio, and then we'll go ahead and get started because I know you have the most amazing story to tell too, and you've told some of it on my other show, Embracing Infinity, last year too. So everybody, you can go back and watch the replay because we're focusing on the love and relationship aspect of your story, but there's so much more to it as well.
Sorry, yeah.
Hi, Brenda. Good to see you. All right. So everybody, for anybody who's just getting to know Kelley for the first time, Kelley is an evidential medium, psychic, animal communicator, author, and speaker. She was born with memories of her time in the spirit world and many of her past lives. Kelley has been recognized and featured as an expert on the Ronnie Deutsch radio show and is a credible and reputable member of Bob Olson's Best Psychic Directory. She has co-authored the Amazon #1's best-selling book, The Last Breath, and Signs and Synchronicities, True Stories that Inspire and Empower, and uses her gifts to help others heal and brings messages of hope and insight to her clients with evidence. You can find Kelley on her website, mediumkelley.com. On Facebook, you can find her on Medium Kelley, as well as Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So you made it nice and easy. It's just at Medium Kelley across the board. You made it.
I did. I thought about it that early on. I thought I got to make it simple, and I thought it through. It was for once I did that. I don't always do that.
I tried to do that, and then I got a glitch, and so I had to change it over in Instagram so it's backwards because it glitched out on me. But that was okay. But that's okay. Hi, Labyrinth Criterion. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. And Karen Bonafilio, a fellow author. Hello, Karen. And she also has her show in the Sacred Spiral Network, Inner Realms, Outer Journey. So thanks for being here, Karen. Good to see you, love. And there is Miss Charlene Shaz from the UK. She stayed up late as well, along with Jennifer McCormick. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. there. So
oh my God.
our gals are, they're rock stars staying up late for us. I know.
Oh,
well, we appreciate it. We appreciate it so much. So, okay, my love. You have an amazingly transformative story. And so what we're going to, just saying just a little bit, right? And we're going to focus on the love part, that how you came to be where you are today, which is which is happily married, and in a healthy and happy relationship, right? But it started out with your boyfriend,
My
long,
first,
long, long ago.
the first boyfriend ever, I was 16. He was 22, and he was the head waiter, and I was the cashier and hostess at a restaurant together. And he was the love of my life. He treated me like a princess. He bought me a carat and a half diamond ring when I was 17. I mean, we were going to get married as soon as I turned 18. But things changed. I turned 18 and I got a little boy crazy, and I didn't want to be in a relationship or get married or settle down yet. And so I was kind of being crazy, and we made it to 21. And then at 21, I broke up with him, and he went and married somebody like 6 months later. And I was devastated, and I thought my life was over. So out of spite, I had moved to Sacramento at this point because he was in LA. I went and got married like the next year, really quickly, with somebody I hardly knew as well. The husband, or my ex-husband, he was the father of my two kids, my older two kids. And so we both got married, but we were still in contact, writing each other love letters and all of that. And then he left his wife, and I thought, I'm not happy, but I'd had a baby now. And so I thought I had a bad experience with my husband, and I grabbed the baby and I flew to LA, went to go see him because he said, come to LA with the kids if you ever come. So I did. And when I got there, he said, I have 6 weeks to live. I'm dying. And I was devastated, and he didn't want to see anybody because he didn't look good. And so he said, I'll have my dad contact you when I die. So his dad contacted me 6 weeks later. I went back to my husband. I never got to go to the funeral. It was too traumatic, and it was too far away, and I was too broke. I was young and had a baby, and stayed married for, till for 10 years almost. I had another child, and the marriage was very volatile and very abusive. And my father had recently passed. I was about 31, and so him and Scott, my first boyfriend, were coming to me in my dreams, constantly telling me to get out of this marriage, to get out of this marriage, to leave. But I was ignoring them for a while. And then they woke me up one night and said, you got to go now. So I did, got divorced, left him. And then they started showing me my husband, Paul. And I went to go work with him. And then I started having these dreams about him. And they kept putting me in the jacuzzi, telling me that was my soulmate. And I was like, no, he doesn't have his life together. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing. And he doesn't have any kids. And, anyways, lo and behold, Paul
You
and I were
already knew Paul, because you already knew Paul. Is that right?
Yeah, I'd known him for
Yeah.
10 years, and I had worked
Yeah.
with him, and he was a womanizer, and he I was like, "No, not my
So they're
type."
like, he's the one. And you're like, I don't think
I'm like,
so.
"No." And he was going through a divorce, and, so we were best friends, and we were double dating. I had gone on dates with I was 33, 34, and I was going on dates with a 21-year-old, and he was going on dates with a 20-something-year-old too. But our dates were hitting it off, and him and I were hitting it off, and it was weird. Like, we were like, I don't have anything in common with these people other than they're just really good looking, and we're just kind of going through something maybe. So we ended up getting together, moving the company to Vegas, and got together. And he went to rehab and got sober, and I got pregnant with Aiden, our child, and we ended up getting together. It was, they kept coming me to the dream, and I listened. And then lo and behold, I find out that his birthday is the exact same day as my first love, the year, everything. And they have so many similarities, and they both treat me very well. I don't know what happened in between with the husband. I chose a real loser. But I mean, my first boyfriend was a prince, and my husband's a prince. So I got it straight the third time around. And they have the same
I love
birthday,
that.
but the same
I
exact
know.
birthday. And they
I
have the same
know.
tattoos in the same locations on their back, which was so crazy. They both had a
Yeah.
symbol on their back.
Okay.
So
Like, okay, right. I know this is amazing stuff. So first of all, you have your first love, and he ends up passing away at a young age. So that's a big deal right there too. So I can
21.
imagine
Yeah.
how devastating, because the love was there between the two of you, regardless of you both getting married and so forth
Yeah,
too.
we never
Um,
stopped, yeah.
but now you're in this new relationship, this new marriage, and I know that you go into this in further detail in our other show that we did too. But it was very abusive. It was a darker time for you too,
Very
because I do remember that he was
near-death
very
experience.
dangerous, right?
Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
near-death experience, and he stalked me for years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Broken
So
my
you're not
heart.
kidding when you say he's abusive too, right? And so it's a
It
sort of another element because you have survived domestic violence, you have survived intimate partner violence, and you know what that's like as well too.
was, yes.
Because that's something that's important that we, at least shed a little bit of
Well, I had an
honor and
NDE in
respect.
that relationship. I had an NDE.
Wow. Yeah. And I know you've
Yeah.
had many, but this was
No,
because of your relationship with him too. And
tried really
so
hard.
and so your former boyfriend Sean and
No,
dad
Scott, and my dad. Yes,
Scott,
Scott.
forgive me, Scott
That's
and
okay.
dad then were started coming into your dream time repeatedly,
Yes.
telling you to leave.
Telling me to leave. Yeah, waking me up. And the one night they woke me up at like 1:30 in the morning. So he was going to leave the bar soon. He left the bars at 2, came home drunk and was
Yeah.
abusive and on drugs. And he's the dream was so like they literally like he screamed at me in my sleep and said, "Get up!" like as loud as they could. And I woke up, screamed because I thought somebody was in the house. And then I went back to sleep because I was like, well, that was a weird dream. And they were like, no, get the kids, get out now. In my dream, immediately went right, they were right there. And so I grabbed my kids and threw everybody in the minivan and drove 8 hours or 6 hours to LA to my sister's house and got there at like 8 in the morning. And she was like, what are you doing here? And I was like, well, I needed a trip. And I didn't tell her everything, but I said I just knew I needed to leave. Yeah. And filed for divorce. I asked for a divorce and he moved out. And so the divorce came
Wow.
a couple years later, but yeah,
Wow.
through a lot of
So they essentially saved your life. Is that
they
correct?
did. They saved my life because had he come I'd been home that night, he probably would have killed us all because he was having hearing voices telling him to kill us. And he was now
Wow.
experiencing schizophrenia from the drug usage and the alcohol usage. So,
Yeah.
it was getting really crazy, and I didn't know how to escape. And I think when they woke me up like that, it was kinda like, "Well, I don't have a choice. It's do I wanna live or do I wanna stay in this? I gotta go, and I gotta grab the kids." So I did, and I thought naively when I came home 2 weeks later after he'd moved out that everything would be great. But I was wrong. I mean, he was frequently down the street with binoculars, breaking into my house when I had been on a date with a guy in the house, and, he broke in and threatened us, like, just crazy stuff, it was hard, and when I moved to Vegas with Paul, who I was working for, he really liked Paul. They'd known each
Mm,
other 'cause they had previously worked together before I ever met Paul and him.
yeah.
They worked together, so he really liked him, so he was okay when we got together, or he was okay with me moving to Vegas with the kids with him because he knew that was my boss. But he came with us and he kept trying to get in my bed and I kept having to kick him out. And then he didn't want to leave Vegas. And I was like, no, you got to go home. Your mom needs you. Get out. We're done. But he like let me move to Vegas, which was nice. So I didn't have to go to court. But he was still stalking me even from there. I mean, it was crazy.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank God for, your former boyfriend,
Yeah.
Scott, and Paul, and your dad, um, and that you listen and that you're a medium. So you had your psychic senses open that you could receive that
Always.
too. I mean, I wish that would happen for every person who's in
Right.
danger. That
I
would
wish
be like,
so. And it wasn't the first time that they have
mhm,
told me that before. There were times when I was younger, but I just didn't listen and bad things happened.
mhm,
So
yeah,
by that time, I think when you become a mom, your senses are heightened and more aware. And I'd already been like tuning it out. But when I had children, it was like it came back on 10 times stronger. And I was like really aware of spirit and all of my intuitive abilities, but I just didn't want to embrace them. But sometimes you're forced like that.
yeah.
They just
Oh
don't let you
yeah.
with ignoring it. They're like, no, wake
Oh,
up.
I know. It's like your fear is like kicking and screaming. I don't want to do that. Too scary, too different, too weird, and there's another higher power in you that's saying, sorry, we're going this way. You don't get to choose. It's like, ah.
I had ignored it too long, they were saying basically, and all my chances were out, Like,
Ah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
how I
I
felt.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just so happy that you could hear them and that they
Me
could make such a strong effort to come into dream time, and that you listened too, because it's like we might not have you here today too. And
right?
so,
Yeah.
the second part of this is so they're warning you and they get you out of danger and save your life. And then the second part is they're like, but you've got this guy. He's your soulmate. He's your soulmate. And you're like, nah.
Oh, I mean, he was married and he was dating a stripper in Vegas, and he was going through a divorce. Like, even though he's married, they was going through a divorce. Like, it was just like, I was like, I don't need that drama. And he was older, he's 6 years older than me, and I was like, he has no kids, he has no idea what he'd be
Mm,
getting into, and but my kids loved him, and immediately he'd known them their whole life. So I mean, they just always adored him.
oh,
Like, okay, sometimes you got to listen to the kids. Like, the kids know good people, right? They're very
yeah.
intuitive and stuff, and my kids just really flocked to him, like, they wanted him in their life, and he immediately took to them and decided if we were gonna be in a relationship that the kids come with it, they were his kids too, so he always treated them.
Oh, good
Yeah.
man. That's a good man.
It was my
I
rule too.
love
I
it.
was like, "You can't be with me if you don't accept them too, they're yours."
Yeah, you're a package. That's right.
Yeah,
You come as a package. And I remember from our last show too, is like he does treat you very well. You wanted to be treated like the queen, and that's what you got. Yeah,
he's a good guy. He takes really good care of me, I'm very blessed.
yeah.
I'm very lucky, most of my friends hate me. Because everyone
They're
loves
like,
him
I
with
want
me.
one.
Yeah, yeah, Ellison used to say, "I need to find me a Paul."
Oh, that's so cute.
She loved Paul. She lived with us for
That's
a
so
while.
cute.
Yeah,
Well,
she'd always
what changed in you that I mean, I do know you did have the good fortune of Scott and your dad telling him like this guy's your soulmate, but you still didn't listen. But there still had to be your choice, and you also had to because you went through a few frogs before you finally settled down with Paul, right?
Yeah,
And it's like you decided, no, this is what I want,
I
and when you
came to
made that decision,
I
yeah.
came to the conclusion after dating for a while that the dating pool was really crappy, and that I seemed to love alcoholics and drug addicts, and that's who I was attracting. So I
Hmm.
started writing down a pros and a cons list of what I wanted in a relationship, and Paul was doing the same thing at dinner one night. Like I said, we were best friends, and
Ah.
we were working all day, and we went to have a spaghetti dinner, and we used to write on napkins all the time, all of our ideas, but we actually had a pad of paper this night, and I said, "Let's write what we want in relationships," because we were both trying to manifest better relationships, and we wrote very similar things. And I thought that was interesting, and it kind of piqued my interest. But again, I was still like avoiding him for another year after that. So yeah, it was like I wanted certain things. I knew I didn't want somebody who was an addict or an alcoholic. That was like a like instant. Like if found that, I was going to be gone. I wanted somebody that wanted to be. I remember putting. I want it all. I'm not settling. And so, so we talked about that, and then a year later, when we finally did get together, we actually made a contract with his attorney because we're both a little burned on divorce and we didn't want to get married, and we were living together, and he was pretty much I worked for him too, so he's pretty much supporting all of us in a sense. So it's called the Marvin Agreement, and it basically says that we're in this relationship and I came with the kids in their mind and he came with all this and that we're going to commingle everything when it comes to like food and utilities. Like he's going to do utilities, I'm going to do food. Like we just split everything up in the beginning, how we felt
Mhm.
fair, and we wrote it in a contract until I got pregnant with Aiden, and then it was all out the door. And then
You did
we
like
got
a prenuptial thing. You did like a prenuptial
kind of well,
agreement.
when we finally did
Yeah.
get married, Aiden was 7, so it was years later. We didn't get married for almost 10 years.
Mm,
We waited and waited and
okay.
waited
Okay.
until Aiden said at 5, "Where's your wedding album?"
Oh.
And I'm telling the truth, and my husband's boarding, "Oh, it's in storage." And I'm like, "Don't lie to the child." I said, "No, we're not married." And Aiden threw a fit, and so that was when I got my engagement ring, and we started planning the wedding, and we got married when he was 7. Aiden insisted
Oh.
that we have to be married, and I never realized how much it affected the older children that we weren't married because they were so happy, and they cried at the wedding, even my older son, and they said, "Now we're a real family, we're really connected." Because
Oh,
they never felt
wow.
like they could say, "This is my dad," or it was always not even stepdad, that was just like, "That's my mom's boyfriend," or "That's Paul." And I think that
Oh,
really
wow.
bothered them. So I know some people like think, "Oh, marriage is lame," and I did for a while, but I also think it's really important for kids to feel that connection, even if it's like,
Mhm.
a stepdad, like, it's like we're creating this family unit, and I think they really needed that, and so it was really good for them. Yeah, and so that was in
Yeah.
2014 when we finally tied the knot.
I love that you added that perspective because the marriage is evolving and transforming and changing, and it's maybe not looked quite as positively as it
Right,
once did, right?
less people are getting
Um,
married. Yeah,
yeah, especially on the women's side of that too, because we're rising in our independence and so forth
yeah,
too. But to bring in like what how that is for the children and what that means to them,
yeah,
that's a really good point to bring up of that element. And that so if somebody's kind of like on the fence, they can remember like, oh, this might be meaningful for them, for our family too, to kind of take that into consideration. I
yeah,
love that.
it
That's
was really
yeah, that's
nice.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very special. How long have you been married for now?
12 years, but we've been together, 21 years, and we met each other
Wow.
31 years ago.
12 and 21.
I
Wow.
was pregnant with RJ, my son, who would be 31 in July, and I met Paul in March of
Yeah,
1995, and I was really pregnant, and I worked with him, and that's when I started working with them, and then I had Haley Ann, and then he left and the company and started his own company, and then I had to leave because I needed more money and stuff, and I was only working
yeah.
part-time, and so I was trying to get on my feet so I could move out and get a divorce, yeah. So,
Wow.
yes, the
Wow. You
children were part of the wedding. My, youngest son was the best man, and my other son was the best man, and my daughter and my
Oh,
best friend were maids of honor or whatever, maid in whatever they're called, we just had 2.
maiden matron.
Yeah, yeah, and so we included them the 2 ch all 2 of the children no, 3 of the children were all in it, yeah, all 3 of them. Yeah.
Did you have a flower girl too?
No, no, it was a we got married at the top of the Rio Hotel and Casino in Vegas because we moved the company to Vegas in 2000 wait, 19 wait, 2005, we moved the company to Vegas. No, 2006, July of 2006, we moved there. And, no, 2005, sorry. 2005, we moved to Vegas, and we moved in with him, and, we fell in love, I kinda say, like, at the Rio, at the Blue Man Group. We were seeing the show, and I'd had a few drinks, and
Oh
my
yeah.
niece, who's 8 years younger than me, she said, "I dare you to kiss Paul." That's how it started because I would not everybody was trying to get us to get together, and I'd had a few drinks, I was a little cocky, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll kiss him. There's nothing there. I'll show you." And then she's like, "You have to sit on his lap." So we're in the Blue Man Group. I've had a few drinks. I sit on his lap and we start making out and we didn't stop. And then she's like, "Oh my God, like get a room." And I was like, "What is going on? I do like this guy." And then I got really sick and he had to send me home in a limousine. And it was so embarrassing because he paid the limousine driver extra money because we had all our friends with us and he was taking everybody out. Paid him extra money to tuck me in at our house in bed. And on the way there, I threw up in like every cup in the limousine. I was so sick. It was so humiliating. The limousine driver tucked me in and he got me a bucket. So then the next day I was humiliated and I had to see
Oh
him
my
for
God.
work, and I was just like, "Oh my God, I cannot face this man." And of course, he made a big joke out of it, and he was just all, like, happy, but it was so awkward the first few days because I was like, "Oh," we were sneaking around the house because we didn't wanna tell the kids, and it was a big house we rented in Vegas, 7,000 square foot, 9 bedrooms, secret passageways, so I could get there was 2 full master bedrooms that were like 1,500 square feet each. I had one and he had one. I'm on the bottom floor, he's on the top, and then the kids had rooms. So I would sneak up to his room and sleep there at night. When I come back to my room in the morning, the kids would be looking for me, and I couldn't tell them. So for like a month, we didn't tell the kids because I was like, "I don't wanna tell them yet because I don't wanna freak them out if, like, this doesn't work or," and
Yeah.
it was awkward, but it worked out. Yeah, it was pretty funny. It
Well,
was,
I'm so happy to find out that the sparks were flying at first kiss. So that's
I
good.
was like, "No, there's gonna be no sparks," but there were, yeah. It was like and then I was
That sounds
humiliated.
Well, the universe works in strange ways. I call that the boomerang effect. It's like something good happens, something not so good happens, something good happens.
Well, the
So
sad
now,
thing was,
whenever
like, he
something
had
doesn't work, I'm like, ah, there's the boomerang. Something good's coming around the corner, Jennifer. Don't
well,
worry.
the sad thing was, like, the next night, he had a date with another girl, and she was coming over to the house. So that was,
Oh
like,
my
the awkward
goodness.
part, but he had to kinda he that night, I feel like he just, like he told her, like, "I'm done," like, he was dating, like, 3 different girls, like, he was just going on different dates, just dating girls, right? He just told them all, "No, I'm done," but I didn't know he was doing that, and I was just like, "Oh my god," like, the girls coming over, and so I was, like, being all nice, but it was just, like, all awkward, it was funny. We laugh about it
That's
now.
pretty awkward. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty awkward.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
all right. And I want to switch over to Aiden. That's the child that you two had together because
Yes,
you had kids with your previous partner,
yes.
but then you had Aiden, and there's a story there too. Because if I remember correctly, getting pregnant was not something that was
I
going to
have
happen.
trouble getting pregnant. I have pretty severe endometriosis. So I had to have surgery when I was 19 just so I could ever
Hmm.
have kids because it was so severe. They, cut me open and everything, like, it was bad. And so they told me, you got a 50-50 chance of getting pregnant. We're not sure, but we think you can get pregnant, but we're not sure if you can hold the baby because there's scar tissue, right? And you could have a miscarriage."
Yeah,
So I was like,
yeah.
"Okay." So RJ took 2.5 years almost to get pregnant of trying, we didn't have any money. We were doing over the counter, like, fertility test, and everything just, "All right, I'm fertile, let's have sex," we were trying everything, right? Finally, when I stopped trying to get pregnant and I, started a brand new job because the other job was stressful, I started this new job, I got pregnant, and I lost that job because they fired me when they found out I was pregnant, which is illegal, but they did it. Fong and Fong printers, everybody, don't ever use them. Uh, I'm
Kelly
just
is a badass, by the way. We were backstage, and we were talking about our Facebook woes, and she was telling me how she got through and got it. And I was like, damn girl, that's some sexy action you got
when I get my mindset, I don't give up until
there.
I get what I want.
I love that.
That's
No,
who I am.
I'm down for that. That's my kind of girl. Yeah,
Yeah. So
love that about you.
yeah, so pregnancy was very hard for me, and so I knew I wanted
Yeah.
one more baby, and he knew that, but we were gonna wait till, like, we were settled because he was in rehab. I went to visit him one time in rehab, June 26th. He was in this rehab in, of course, Calistoga, a really nice area,
Who's
and
in
I drove.
rehab?
Huh?
Who's in rehab?
Paul, he went to
Paul
rehab
was in rehab. Okay, Paul was
because
in rehab. Okay.
I told him he had to get sober if we were gonna be together.
Ah,
And I went
okay.
to visit him at the 2-week mark because he got a night out, right? And we got a little hotel room in Calistoga, and we got his massages all day and, this beautiful room, and it was great, and, a week later, I felt, "Oh my god, I'm pregnant," even though I'm on the pills, like, my boobs hurt, and I was like, "This is pregnancy," like, "This is weird," and I was like, "Maybe it's my pill." But then my period didn't start, and then a week later, it was time to pick him up, and my period still hasn't started, and I was like, "Oh, I'm paranoid." So I told him, and he's like, "Well, let's get a test," and I'm like, "Okay," and it said pregnant, like, instantly. I was like, "This is crazy." So he was like, "Well, what have you been doing? Because 'Cause I've been gone for a while." And I was like, "No,
Oh
well, I saw you
yeah.
that one time," and he's like, "I thought you couldn't get pregnant that easy." I said, "I thought so too, because I was actually being treated for the endometriosis. They put me on the birth control pill, and that's why I was on the birth control pill was so that I could help get pregnant when I was ready." And I got pregnant while on the pill, but I had had gallbladder surgery on June 12th, 2 weeks earlier, but they never told me that that would affect my birth control. So the
Ah,
gallbladder
okay.
surgery, I wasn't absorbing the pill for a while because of the surgery, and it's like a rare condition that could happen, and I got pregnant 2 weeks later.
But but still, it's like if you put all the pieces together, the likelihood was pretty small. You've got, I mean,
Very small
endometriosis.
because we tried for 10 years and couldn't get another pregnancy again.
Yeah,
Right.
10 years. So you've tried for 10 years. You have
After.
endometriosis. You're on the pill. Oh, you tried 10 years after to do it again and it still didn't work, right?
Seeing
So,
a
I mean, this
fertility
is
doctor. Yeah, we still couldn't get it.
right. So this isn't just like the surgery messed up your pill. This was like this baby was coming no matter what. Like this
Well,
was
then yeah, and then he, started, he detached from the uterus, the placenta, and he was hanging by what they call a thread, and there was this huge blood clot, and thought I had lost, I think he was a twin, and I lost one of them at the ER, and they said, "You lost your baby." That's what they thought. And so then they sent me for an ultrasound to make sure everything was good, and they said, "Oh, we found a heartbeat," and that's when they saw that my placenta had detached from the uterus from scar tissue. And they said, "Well, you're gonna lose him too, this one." It was 7 weeks. I said, "Just go home and wait for it to happen naturally." So I didn't listen to them. They told me to go exercise and do all these things to make it happen faster. I went home and I sat in a chair, a lazy boy recliner, a leather one, with my, fruit pops because all I could eat was ice because I'm nauseous all the time. And so I was just eating these, like, flavored ice things, and I would talk to my belly, and I'd put my hand on there, and I'd talk to him, and I'd say, "If you wanna make it, if you wanna be here, prove those doctors wrong." And so I went back to the doctors I went back for my monthly checkups. They kept telling me, "He's still not attached, like, his heartbeat's still there, he's thriving. We're just not sure. We're gonna keep monitoring it, but it looks like you're gonna lose him." And at 20 weeks, I went into full term, like, it felt like labor. Went to the ER, they gave me the medication to stop labor, couldn't figure out why it stopped, but realized he had reattached, and he was thriving and everything was good. So then they sent me home, but the whole pregnancy, I was sick. I was in pain. I felt like my insides are being ripped apart from the insides. Nobody could figure out why. They put me on Vicodin at 28 weeks and told me it was safe because I was in so much pain. I didn't wanna take it, but I took it, like, at the worst when it was the worst. And then I have a rare condition. They have to induce my babies at 35 weeks or they'll die. It's a stupid rare condition, cholestasis of pregnancy, where my liver doesn't function and it poisons the amniotic fluid. So I was waiting for that, and then they said, "We're gonna induce him. It's the worst we've ever seen this. He's coming out today at 35 weeks." That's when we found out why I went into preterm labor. At 20 weeks, he had tied his umbilical cord in a knot. Less than 1% of babies survive that. If they do survive that, they're usually 1 to 3 pounds at the most. He was 5 weeks early, 9 pounds, 4 ounces, he had 4 holes in his heart. He was
9
jaundiced,
pounds.
9 pounds, 4
That's a
ounces,
big
5 weeks early.
bounce.
And they were like, "This
Wow.
is a miracle." The knot was that had happened was as big as his head. So, the knot in my placenta, they said, weighed a ton. They had never seen a placenta that big. So, I don't know what this kid did, but my placenta was double the size it should have been, probably because I think I had twins. That's what I think.
Wow.
I had 2 sacks, and I lost 1, yeah. Anyways,
Ah,
I call him my miracle baby. He spent a week in the NICU, came home, the heart's all healed now. When he was 14, they looked at it and it's sealed and it's all good and he's healthy. And yeah, has some health issues like his mama, but nothing that he won't, like, yeah, and he's the smartest
yeah.
kid. He's great.
Wow,
Boy.
wow. Like,
And I
I
wanted
mean,
another one, and we tried and we tried and we tried, and I could not have any more kids.
wow. So, I mean, if if people need sort of a like restore your faith in miracle story, like there's one
That's
right
a
there.
miracle. To me, it's a miracle. I
I
knew I
mean, there's
wanted
just
more
too
kids.
many circumstances
It
that
was
would have made
not meant to
him
be,
not
and it
survive.
came.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And he's a
yeah.
fighter. I mean, he's a tough little kid. I mean, he's 19 and he's almost 6 feet tall. He's like 5'11 and a half, and he weighs like 280. I mean, he's a big boy. Like,
Wow.
he's outgrown his dad, like, he towers over
Yeah.
his dad?
Well, a 9-pound baby at 35 weeks, that's a big baby.
Well, my first son was also 5 weeks early, and he was 9 pounds. And my
Uh-huh.
daughter was 2 weeks late, and she was 9 pounds, 3 ounces, but she's a girl, and she was late.
Yeah, yeah, so that's
I have
about
big
right.
babies, apparently. I'm Mexican, I'm
Wow.
actually 40% Mexican, and Mexicans have big babies. That's what my mom always said.
Okay.
She said my grandma always told her Mexicans have big babies. You're gonna have big babies. Yeah, yeah. I
Well,
do have
and
big
they lean
babies.
as soon as they start moving, they lean out as soon as they start walking and
Oh,
everything like that.
yeah.
It seems like they
Well,
lean right
Aiden
out, so
did, the other 2 did. Aiden was always a big
mm.
baby. Like, on his first birthday, he weighed 38 pounds. Now, my daughter weighed 14 pounds on her first birthday. My
Oh, wow,
oldest
yeah,
son weighed, I think 16 pounds on his first birthday. So I didn't, they were thin, long, yeah. Aiden was a chunker. We used to call him, he looked like a
yeah.
semi-wrestler. He was just all these, like, rolls.
My babies were always like that too, and then but they all leaned out. I mean, I remember relatives looking at them like, because if you're nursing your babies, especially, like,
Yeah.
they put on weight, but they need it because as soon as they're mobile, all they
Mhm.
want to do is move. They don't want to
Yeah.
eat. And I remember relatives getting this look on their face, like they were worried, like, are these kids going to
Everyone
have a problem?
said about my older 2, the doctors would always, like, question me about my nursing, and they would check my milk because my kids weren't, they said, thriving, and I said, "But their dad's petite, and he's not a very big man." My older 2 and their whole side of the family, they were all petite little girls. They weigh, like, 89 pounds, and they're all, like, 4'11", all the girls. I said, "So, of
Hmm.
course my daughter's gonna be petite, even though I had a big baby, she's petite, very petite little
Yeah,
hands and everything," she's still
yeah,
petite.
exactly,
She's,
exactly. Yeah,
a little thing.
there's
Yeah.
no one size fits all with kids, absolutely
No,
too. So,
no.
okay, so we've got. All right. So I mean, it's just an amazing story. And Evelyn, yes, she is going to write a book. She's working on
Oh
it right
my
now. You
god.
could call it Against All Odds or something like that. Evelyn was like, "Are you writing a
Somebody
book?
gave
Oh
me
my
this
god!"
great name now, and I can't remember it. I At one of the fairs, they gave me a name for it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh," and I wrote it down somewhere. I'll have to look for it. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
got a
yeah.
few names. I was thinking about, like, before I was born, what I learned before I was born, and my spiritual
Uh,
journey in life or something like that. I don't know, I have a few
yeah,
different names. I've written 6
yeah,
chapters, but I've rewritten them, like, each 10 times. So,
yeah.
I'm a chronic
No,
overthinker.
yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Oh,
And hello to everybody who's joined us here as well, too. Because
hi,
I know some of you
Joy.
have come on after we got started. Yes. So, and Kim Princess is here as well, and Christina's here, and Amy. So,
Hi,
and Courtney
guys.
Lopez. So, thank you all so much for coming on and joining us here too. And so, and by the way, you can go back onto Sacred Spiral Network on YouTube, and you can see our show together that we did last year in the fall too. Because this is just a portion. Like there is so much more.
Yeah,
to-
it's a crazy,
uh,
I have, when I try to
yeah,
explain it, it's like, "Oh my gosh," I feel like it's such a long story. There's so much.
there's
Like,
so
I can't
much. Yeah.
condense it, for saying it. It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It is amazing too. So, okay, so we've got the part where your first love in spirit and your dad in spirit, they get you out of a bad, dangerous marriage, and then they show you your soulmate, and then that all works out.
Yes.
And then we've got the second part about your miracle baby that the two of you have together, against all these other odds that would have made it not happen too. So like okay, and then number three is, and you touched on this already a little bit, is all these other synchronicities like the birthdays and the tattoos. So if you could help us out with that a little bit too, because you have a whole bunch of them, the
I
how it
have
all
so
connected to
many
each other.
very cool ones. So my eldest son was born on July 22nd at 7:22 PM, and for 4 weeks, I went into preterm labor on Saturday night between 7 and 8 PM. And then he came finally on the 4th one, and they said, "Oh, you're really in labor this time." And it was always at Saturday evening, but they tried to induce me on a Wednesday, and he didn't come till Saturday night until 7:22 PM. So I always thought that was interesting. He also passed away on a Saturday at between 7 and 8 AM in the morning, and I like to think he left between at 7:22. After he passed, he started showing me the signs 420. He was a big stoner, and I used to get mad at him all the time. And, and we'd fight over this, so, of course, my son's sense of humor, were kind of sarcastic. Literally in day 1, he started waking everybody up at 4:20 AM on my computer because he would turn it on at 4:20 AM and it would flash a clock. I don't have a
This is
clock.
your first son from your first marriage, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was letting us all know he was here, so 4:20 is his sign to me, and my dog passed away a few years later on my birthday. at 4:20 AM. And so I was like, "Well, he's with RJ." The newest synchronicity from Spirit, which to me is also from my son and my dad and everybody. My son passed away on May 7th, 2016, and my younger son started going to Q Spot to these meetings in May last 2 years ago, and met his partner B, whose biological name is Haliana, and my daughter's name is Halion, and I wanted to call her Haliana, but I took the
Oh,
A off and I just called her Halion. Halian. I can't
wow.
Halian and Haliana. So anyways, but that's her biological name. She goes by B now. Anyways, they met on May 8th, the day after RJ's anniversary, and they've been together 2 years. And I just thought that's a sign, like, his brother brought her. Clearly.
Yeah.
They're,
You can't make
they're
this stuff up.
peas in the
Yeah.
pod. They're just, like, too perfect for each other, very seems like a good relationship for the most part. They're young, but, they're happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
just feel like spirit shows up for me in, like, the biggest ways when I need it, and there's always a synchronicity or some kinda something to do with numbers for me.
yeah. It's
I
kinda
because
like
that's
you
the way
it's like you can't make this stuff up kind of moments, and you have so many of them.
no, it's just
Yeah.
crazy how many I have.
Yeah. I love it, I love it,
There's so
and,
many that
as you
I
were
mean, my
talking about
husband's birthday and my first love's birthday, the year that's exactly the same. So everything's
yeah.
about numbers with me. It's always numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, and also your first love and your current husband had the same tattoos you said too. So
Yeah,
same
they
birthday,
both had a
same
snake.
tattoos, and the same
Same kinda tattoo, but I mean, they both covered up their tattoo too, on their backs. Yeah, because they didn't like the snake. My husband put turtles, and I forget what he put. Yeah, but it was funny.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow, wow. Oh
interesting,
my
right?
gosh. It's a
I know.
lot. Like it's just
It's
yeah.
so many. Well, not only that, like, when I met Scott, my first boyfriend, I worked at Wells Fargo after I stopped working with him. I went to work at Wells Fargo when I was 18, and I met Eric, this guy named Eric Doctor. We used to call him Dr. Eric. He was from Sacramento, and I was in LA, and he used to tell me, "You would be better in Sacramento. You're more of a Sacramento. LA is too much for you." Because I was having a rough time in LA. I'd gotten mugged, I'd gotten carjacked, I was robbed at gunpoint, I was pickpocketed. Like, I was really, like, unaware of my surroundings, and nobody was giving me advice, and I just kept doing dumb things, right? And he kept saying, You'd fit in better in Sacramento." So I ended up, when Scott and I broke up, I was devastated and had a little bit of a nervous breakdown, and my sister needed a nanny, and I moved to Sacramento and became her nanny. And my first husband, Ron, his paper boy and neighbor was Eric Doctor. And Ron and Paul, my husband now, worked together at Herald Printing before I even met either one of them. Like, how do these things happen where all these synchronicities and these people and these life connections, right? It makes
I
it
mean, it
fascinating.
definitely shows you that it's bigger than us.
It is, and it's planned
It's
out.
bigger than
We
us.
don't we're
Yes.
in control in a lot of things, but some things are predestined, I believe, to happen.
Oh, it
And we
has to
have
be.
misconnections
Yeah.
if we don't
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like if we don't listen to our guts, we could have misconnections. That's what I feel
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
Well, that part makes me sad.
I know.
That makes me sad, the romantic me, "No, no, 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 I can't
Yeah,
have that."
I just think
Oh,
that there can be it doesn't mean it's forever, but I mean, you could miss that connection and it maybe happens
yeah.
later on. Because I
And then
feel like
hopefully yeah, hopefully, if it's meant to
you know,
be, the
exactly, it'll
the
come
divine
around.
will find a way to make it
Yeah,
happen for you.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I did want to acknowledge a couple things. A lot of the ladies here who are also moms have been sharing about, their kids and their health issues too, as well too. So
yeah,
I just wanted to make sure, I see you
yeah.
what might you be able to offer, or what we could share sort of in a little camaraderie with, and understanding the the impact of how the love that is needed and the care that is needed when we have children come into the world, and when they have health issues too. That's an extra special
It takes
um
a lot of
experience.
toll on the family because all of my kids are on the spectrum, which I didn't actually realize until Aiden came because he's higher on the like, he's more on the spectrum than they were, the autistic spectrum. But Aiden
Mhm.
had all of my health issues. where the other two, they had IBS, they had ear infections, they had sicknesses. Aiden had severe IBS. He couldn't eat food till he was 5. He couldn't keep it down. He has a hiatal hernia. He has GERD. He was born with like severe GERD like me. Like he has all my digestive issues and he gets sick so easily. Even now, like if he goes to the movies and there's a lot of people, he's going to get sick. If he goes to the fair, he gets sick. And it's not a little cold. We usually end up in the ER every time. I now know what it is because I've had the same issue, but mine was never as bad as his at that age. It was bad, but not that bad. I did miss
Mhm.
like a whole school year because I was so sick. In the beginning of school, I was allergic to kids, the doctor would say. And Aiden was the same way. So I just got my diagnosis today and that explains everything, and so I'm really happy about that. But the
Oh,
reason it was tough on the other kids because they felt like Aiden got all the attention and they needed it. And I tried to split myself between everybody, but there was a lot of anger, I feel like, with my daughter and her brother. Like she felt, but now she's 28 and she works with autistic kids. I think she has a better understanding of what I was going through, but I don't think that it is helpful to her. And I feel bad
yeah.
because I realize now she's also on the spectrum, just not as severe, and girls are really good at masking it. I
Mhm.
don't know if she'd agree with that, so I hope she doesn't hear this. But, but yeah, it was tough, and I think as parents, like, when we have one that's taking up all of our time, we have to remember to try to make special moments or try to be there for all of the kids and try to keep everybody, as a unit, not separated, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. It's
It
it's
a
it's
lot,
it's the hardest job, just even if your kids don't have any special needs or health issues, it is the hardest job,
and then we had to
that
go
there
to oh, yeah,
is.
we had to go to the heart doctor every 6 months for Aiden until he
Yeah,
was 14 because of his heart issue. That was
it's so
stressful.
scary. Yeah,
It
it's
was
so
very
scary.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that with my kids, it was asthma and croup,
Oh, asthma, they
and
all had
and
asthma. Yeah,
allergies, and
yeah.
so it's like the memories of being up in the middle of the night in the bathroom with a shower, trying to open up their throats,
Yes.
and the stress and the fatigue, and it was so bad. I remember one time I was with my son, and it was afternoon, and he was sick. So one gets sick, they all get sick, and so
Oh, yeah,
we had to learn to be germ phobes. Just you
yeah,
totally get that. And I remember one time I'm reading him a story and I'm starting to fall asleep, and then when I kind of came out of it, basically my whole left brain had kind of almost shut down. So I had no thoughts, no mind chatter, nothing. For
yeah,
about 24 hours, it was like I got it was I don't know, you call it a brain thing, call it divine intervention, call it my higher self taking over. But the
yeah.
stress was so bad, that I enjoyed 24 hours with no mind chatter, no worries, no insecurities, nothing at all. Boom, it was gone. And then
Not bad.
starts trickling back in, and I was like, no.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of
Yeah.
that. I almost got
Oh,
fired from jobs when I was a single mom because I had to stay home with the kids that were sick. My older 2 were sick a
oh,
lot, you know?
yeah.
RJ had other issues, I forget what, like well, his issues were behavioral, my oldest son, because I didn't know he was on the
Mhm.
spectrum. I knew he was highly gifted, and they'd skipped him 2 grades. So he was 2
Oh,
years younger than
wow.
everybody, and his birthday was in July, so he was still really young because most of the
Yeah.
kids' birthdays were, like, later in the year, you know? And so, it was rough because he didn't quite fit in, and he was getting kicked out of school all the time, and I'd have to leave work to go get him. And I was just like, "Why did you flip off the principal?"
He
Like, he
probably
just
deserved it. I know.
he did. Well, and he told off teachers, and he was right, but I mean, he was right, but a lot of teachers don't like a highly gifted kid telling them when they're wrong. And I tried to explain
Right.
that to him. I said, "You have to get on their good side. You gotta sweet talk them. You gotta joke with them. You gotta make them like you before you correct them."
That's some smart
Yeah.
teaching there, mom. I love that too. So,
At least a little
so I'm
manipulation. Yeah.
sometimes it does the trick, right? And so,
Yeah.
but I'm glad we got to honor that for all of our moms here, of to let's just take a moment just to honor motherhood and it's how hard it is. And
Hard.
of course, what a gift it is, of course, all of the rewards, but just how hard it is. Cause it's like we give up ourselves for our family, right?
Yeah,
And for
yeah,
a period of time, right? And it affects our physical health and our mental health and all this. And of course,
yes.
it's worth it because we love them so much. But just to honor how difficult it is and what's involved in it too. So I'm happy that we can give some to that. Jennifer is saying it sounds much like her youngest. He has a Williams syndrome, two hernia repairs at 5 and 7 weeks, congenital heart defect, chronic kidney disease. Their other son, left hemiplegic cerebral palsy, nonverbal autistic, symptomatic epilepsy, and both have learning disabilities. So blessed they have been my greatest teachers.
You have
Thank you for sharing,
you have your
Jennifer.
work book. Oh, man, Jennifer, sending you so much love. That is a lot.
Yeah, and
I
it's her
have a friend
birthday
who has
today.
3 oh, happy birthday.
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
a good friend with 3 autistic children, 2 boys and 1 daughter, and 2 nonverbal. The daughter's high functioning. Yeah. There's a lot of
yeah,
autism around here that's happening in our society, it seems like that, or it's more is being
yeah,
diagnosed. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. And oh, so God bless the mothers in this world. Every life form except maybe seahorses comes from a mother. Just so you know, everyone.
And don't you feel like
Just
we get the least credit? It's always like they give it to, like, dad or something, it feels like. It's like, when do I get the credit? What age do they start to realize that I
almost.
all the things I sacrificed and gave up, and it wasn't dad, it was me. I mean, he did too, but,
God bless all the fathers and everything
Yeah,
too. And it's like,
yeah,
but they would have to bring home, they would have to have a job and fix stuff and, wash their own dishes anyways, with or without a woman there too.
yeah,
So it's like, what I would want to focus on is, are you present for your children? Are you present for
mhm,
your woman? All of that stuff. That's where I'm
yeah,
going to be like, yes, thank you. Thank
yes,
you. Do you have, the ability to handle emotions and all of that too? And that's where I go, yes, right on, dads, right on, sticking up for other women's, and calling out other men if they're not behaving appropriately. Those are things I really, that's me though. I'm getting like rock star
I
dad.
I have a hard time, with social media, with all of that, with the stuff because it's triggering for me, and I don't wanna go there.
Hmm.
So I avoid
Yeah,
all of that, like, getting mad because I think I've gotten mad enough and I've been through so much therapy now that I'm, like, at a place where it's like
yeah,
I feel very at peace with everything. I still grieve
yeah,
my childhood because, you have to grieve something you didn't get, right? But,
yeah.
because my abuse started at as early as 3 years old, 2.5. So, like, I have to grieve all of that as well as be, present
Hmm.
in this, like, fe so I've been asked by other people, "Oh, why aren't you posting about this or that?" I would love to, but I also have to take care of my own mental health. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. It's not for everybody. Some people are
some people
meant
are meant to do that. Yeah.
to be putting their voice out in that kind of way and putting posts out, and some are meant to kind of hold the space
I
and
feel like
it's like,
I'm
or
here
we
to hold the space and to share with others
yeah,
the story to help,
yeah,
but I don't know
yeah,
that I'm here to, like I love all the people that are advocating, and I
yeah,
I wanna do all that, but I have, like I get obsessed with things, like,
yeah,
I
I hear
wouldn't
you.
give up
Hmm.
until and then I would never get my point across because I would be so
Yeah,
mad, if that makes
it
sense.
takes a little moderation for sure. It
Yes,
takes a little moderation of like how much you can expose yourself to, because we also don't want to be we don't want
triggering.
things to go askew where
Yes.
we're like thinking it's this size when maybe it's this size, if that
Yeah,
makes
and
sense.
I
So for
might do
sure.
that with my
Yeah.
mindset the way I am, like, I have a little bit of obsessive
Yeah.
behavior when it comes to things I'm
Mhm.
hyper focused on. That's part of
Yeah, I
being on the
hear you.
spectrum.
No, that's okay. That's okay. And we all have different ways of viewing the world and through our lens and our realities and how we focus on stuff too.
Yeah.
Um, but I did want to ask if it's okay, and if you don't want to answer, that's all right. But having survived abuse and domestic violence in a marriage too, and having, because this is part of your story with your
Yeah,
father and your first love coming through to save you and give you
yeah.
the warnings and everything like that. Would there be any advice that you might give women who are in that situation?
Yeah, you can't fix them. If somebody doesn't wanna be fixed, you can't fix them. I didn't realize
Yeah.
or understand my spiritual gift, and
Mhm.
I'm a healer, and I wanna fix everybody, and I'm an empath, so, of course, I out of guilt, I wanted to stay in this marriage and help this man get better. I was trying to get him into doctors and psychiatrists and get him on
Mhm.
medication. I was trying everything to make everything perfect at home, like, it doesn't work. You have to take care of you. If you're
Yeah.
not happy, move on. If you have kids, figure it out. Don't worry about, how it's going to affect them if it's not safe. It's not worth it.
Yeah. So
It's just
so
not worth it.
put your safety first, put your
Always,
mental
yeah,
health
no matter
first.
what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. And people
Yeah.
don't wanna help you either when it's domestic violence. I was, turned away by my own family, 2 of my family members, because they didn't want any part of it. I was told by one to, "I made my bed, now deal with it." The other one said, "Well, I have children, I don't want this drama at my house." And then I went to one sibling who was like, "Get over here." She bought me an air ticket, I flew to go see her, but she was going through a divorce, and I overheard her fighting with her husband that he was going to court to get an emergency junction to get the kids out of the home because I was there, because my ex had tried to kill me, and the children had seen my black eyes and bloody lips and broken. I had a cut from here to here, and they were freaked out and told their dad, and so he said he was going to remove the kids from the home and take custody of them, and he was. So I flew home. Like, I didn't feel
Yeah.
like, so a lot of people don't want to help you, and I wasn't ready to help myself then, and I stayed for another 6 years. Yeah, 6 more years,
Yeah.
and,
Ugh.
I convinced myself that he was gonna be better and I could fix him, but it wasn't.
Yeah. It's those are our codependency traits, and it's we have big hearts, and
Mhm.
you're married, and of course you want to try to make it work. So it's like, nothing you did wrong, but it's just the lesson that you learned that we have to be responsible for ourselves too. And
Yes, and take charge.
sometimes you can love someone so much that it makes it easy for them to not get better, just
And that
thinking
could
you're
have
doing
been
the
it.
opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's true. Don't think I was enabling, but I know for sure his mother was. I mean, he
Hmm.
crashed the car while he was high on some pills, doesn't remember how he did it. All he knows is that he sideswiped totaled the car and parked it in front of
Yeah.
her house, and he told his mom someone stole the car, so she bought him a new car the next day. Like,
Ooh.
I was like, and she asked me, was she making a mistake? And I said, "Yeah, he doesn't need a new car, but you guys wanna have a car?" I said, "We'll figure it out. We're adults." But she was like, "No, I'm not gonna have my son taking a bus to work." Like, she was just like, "That's not, what will people think?" So she just kept bailing him out,
Hmm.
literally, even, like,
Yeah,
when he
that's
got arrested
hard.
for attempted murder, she tried to bail him out, but there was no bail. But she tried, she was gonna put up whatever it was, but they said there's no bail until the court, so they couldn't bail him
Oh,
out. Yeah. So it
oh,
was, I
these are
think,
the hard lessons that we learn
well, I grew
as
up in
women and men. And, it goes
yeah,
both ways. Both men and women have to learn these same lessons. Yeah.
I grew up in such a dysfunctional home. My dad was an alcoholic.
Hmm.
My mom and him lived together till I was 7, but I didn't understand this. I get it now, I'm older. They were just roommates, even though they were still married. My dad would go on dates and my mom would go on dates, and they would just take turns babysitting us. So I
Hmm.
didn't quite get that. That wasn't normal, or like put that all together till I was older. And then he
Hmm.
ran off with one of his girlfriends, and she left her 5 kids, and he left his 5, and they disappeared for 22 years till I found him. Intuitively, I had a dream that he was in the phone book and, on the East Coast, and I found him on the East Coast. Everyone had said he'd gone to Arizona, and I never could find him there, and then I had a dream one night because 'cause I'd been searching and searching, and in the dream, spirit told me, "You're gonna find him here in Maryland. Go look him up on the phone book. There's a lot of Minklers there." And I was like, "What? What a weird dream." So I went to the phone book at the library. You can look up different cities, and, found him. Yeah. Spirit loves
Isn't
me.
it
They
great
just
being?
like to tell me things, they just, when I
Isn't
need
it
it.
great being psychic? Yeah.
Yeah. Had it my whole
It's
life.
so
I
great
just
being
feel like I
psychic.
don't know any other way to live. And, it's just who
Yeah.
I am.
Oh my gosh. It's great being psychic. I'll say is, I mean, everybody is, but the fact that you had yours developed and yours was so acute and everything like that, it's been so helpful along the way. And so I'm
Yeah.
just, thank God, and for so many blessings and miracles that helped you get through, because you really did, my astrologist friend Danny Santos, who's coming in on Friday. He talks about, it's like going in the supermarket and how many different things are you going to put in your basket for your lifetime. So you had a really overflowing
Big
basket, maybe two baskets,
or
but you
something.
had all of this help along the way.
Well, I
All of
came
these
here knowing
miracles, all these
too.
synchronicities. Yeah.
I came here knowing, And one of the things that they always tell me, and I always remember because I've spent half my time here and half my time there. At nighttime, I'm over there, right? Was don't forget anything. You have to remember everything. It's very important, Kelly. So I remember being
Mm,
physically born. I remember my whole first year of life. I remember being annoyed in this baby body that didn't work, but my
mm,
brain worked just like it does now, and I understood everything, but the arms didn't move the way I wanted or the legs. I remember all the like the adults, like just everything that was happening around me. I remember it all, and then
mm.
I became the human memory for everybody, so I have friends still to this day. "Remember when I broke my foot and da da when was that?" Like, and I'm just like, "Oh, when you say that, it's like, I can tell you what you were wearing." Like, the way I memorize it is with an image,
Wow.
smells, and all of that, right? So, it's weird memory, and I know it's not normal. Nothing new. I mean, I'm not normal, but,
I have a really good memory, but that's a really, 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 really good
well,
memory.
now that I'm in menopause, the memory's not so great, but if you ask me about something 20, 30 years ago, it's like there, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but nothing new.
I love that.
It's
I
like I
love
can't
that.
remember half the stuff every day.
Much love to you as well, Brian. Thanks for coming, my love. Good to see you too. So,
Yeah.
well, we've had a wonderful. Do you want to do maybe just a couple of really quick
Sure, whatever
messages?
you'd like to
and
do.
and then we'll close off for the night too.
Okay.
And while we're still here, so we were going to focus on love and relationship messages or questions for just a few minutes here. So that's going to be our focus too. And but while we're kind of getting ready for that, so you could put something in if you're wanting to receive something in that arena. Put something in the comments for us. You can even ask something specific or for someone specific just to make it faster for us in that respect too. And then while you're doing that, too, just as a reminder, Kelly's show on the Sacred Spiral Network with her co host, Cheryl Murphy, is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific. It's called Seeing Beyond, and it's new to the network, just been on for a few weeks. So please do catch that if you haven't already. It's doing really, really well so far. And then this coming Friday, we will be doing an astrology show on Embracing Infinity, my sister show. I've got astrologist Danny Santos rejoining me once again to talk about the Uranus and Gemini phenomenon that's happening right now. It just started a couple of days ago. And for 3 years, we're in for some huge change. So we're going to be delving into that. You don't want to miss that as well. And then just a quick reminder, next Monday there is no love show. It's Fashionably Spiritual with myself and Queen Nancy Muratala, my co-host. And but the love show will return in 2 weeks, and I'm doing a twin flame show with Dr. Harmony, who's got multiple books that she's written about twin flames too. So she's very big in the twin flame world. So we'll be doing a show on that. So now that I've got all of that out of the way, let's see who is
You pick
here
one.
and open. Okay. Well, it's Jennifer McCormick's birthday, and she just wrote open. And I do know that her partner is in spirit. Her
Oh,
husband, her father of her kids, is in spirit too.
oh, man.
So I've read for her many times connecting, but I would love
Yeah,
to
I'd love to
hand
read
that over to you.
yeah,
Yeah, it would be such a
that's
beautiful gift for
that's
her.
my
Yeah,
spirit reading. Okay.
yeah,
Um, can you just pop her name up so I can see it? I like to see names. Thank
yes,
you. It just sort of
yeah. There
helps.
we are.
If I'm connecting with your husband, Jennifer, just let me know in the comments what you understand. Um, I feel like such a grounded man, and he's so like a lot of men are just very impulsive. He just feels like really kind of grounded and in his thoughts, like, okay, let's process this. Let me think this through before I jump into a decision. So I feel like he was really like good that way when he was here. And I also feel like you guys have had a really good like partnership. It feels like we're not just husband and wife. We aren't just parents. Like we're this team. And I feel like he was a big part of your team. And that's really rare to see in relationships. You don't often see that right away. I feel like you guys were instant connection when you really like met each other. It was almost like you just knew that that was who you were going to be with and he felt the same way. So it does feel like this all happened so quickly. Like we met, we got married right away. Like it just feels like that. So let me know if you understand that in the comments. Um, and I know it's your birthday. Happy birthday. But I also feel like, is his birthday coming up or did it just pass? Because I feel like I also want to acknowledge another birthday because I feel like he's talking about another one either that just passed or is coming up, but not just yours. Um, And I just want to get a little feedback in the comments. If you could just let me know if you understand this so far, if there's anything you don't understand as well, it doesn't hurt my feelings. And I
Yeah,
know
it
there's
should
a
be popping up
delay.
soon. Yeah, there's a little
Yeah,
delay, and
I
we're
know.
on our little phones typing like these.
I know, right? And I'll just keep going, but I really feel like such a passionate soul. Like I feel like he was so smart, so yes, very grounded, love nature and fishing. Thank you. I also feel like he was very smart. Like he could do anything he put his mind to. He could have been an engineer, he could have been a doctor, he could have been anything. That's the kind of feeling or the kind of brain it feels like he had. Like he just could have like learned whatever he puts his mind to. And he's very proud of, I feel like, everything you're doing and accomplishing, and I feel like I wanna acknowledge, like, your team that you have in place. So it's almost like he's acknowledging that you have some helpers now. Would I hope you understand that, I hope that's right. Um, because he's, like, almost saying, like, "You're doing great, like, you've really put in some good things." Oh, his birthday's in June and our son was March, so, yeah, he's mentioning birthdays. Okay, so that's what he's acknowledging. There was one just passed and one coming up. Thank you. He's really just making me feel like you're doing a great job. He's really happy, and I also feel like you've got some help now, or you've got a team now that's helping you, or you've got like this. And I say team, I say that word loosely. It's not really a team. It's sort of like you've got some good people in your corner that are supporting you or helping you. I hope that makes sense. Or I hope you understand that. And he's just really excited about all the things that are happening in your life and for you right now, because I feel like things are falling into place for you or lining up, and he's very pleased about that. And I feel like he's saying, I have some part in that. I've been really pulling strings from the other side to try to help you. Like, I feel like he's very involved, even though he's in spirit, he's still very involved trying to be a father from spirit. That's what it feels like. And he's trying to help you by doing whatever he can to bring these opportunities or bring good things to you guys and the kids. So he wants you to know that. And I want to go to the beach and sit in the sand with sand toys and play. So I don't know if this is something he like to do with the kids or if this is just like a joke, but he's like taking me to the beach and we're sitting there, we're making sand castles and we're looking for shells. Um, so I will leave you with that. That's what I have so far. Just a lot of love from him and happy birthday. Yes.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I know I want to cry. That was so beautiful. Thank you
Oh, I
for
felt on the
giving her
spot
that
on that one
message.
because she's
So much love. Oh, there's so much love between the two of them too. It's yeah, they are soulmates
I
through
love
and
the way he
through. So
feels because he's like
yeah,
still like he almost feels like he's still
yes.
here. He's like that kind of energy. Like that's how my son feels to me. He's still here.
Yeah,
Sometimes I feel like I could just call him up. And he has that same kind of feeling, very connected with you. So I love
yeah,
that. He is
yeah,
working hard with
working.
your spirit team.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I love
He's
that
loving
too.
it. Yep.
Thank you,
That's
Kelly, and happy birthday again, Jennifer. We love you, girl. Too.
awesome. Yeah.
Um, okay. Let's see. Crystal, she says, I would like to receive a love romantic message, please.
So with the love readings, or I call them my compatibility
Hmm.
readings, I like to know the first name of their partner so that I can
Okay.
feel into the energy of that name and them together. It's a weird way the way I do it, but
Hmm.
it helps me if you just give me a first name, Crystal, if you want to have like a compatibility reading, or if you're just looking to know what's happening in your love romantic relationship. Maybe you don't have one and you're looking for one. I need to
Yeah.
know that too because I can tune in two different ways. So the way it works for me.
Okay, beautiful. So, yeah, so just a little bit of clarification, Crystal. And then while she's doing that, Jennifer is confirming, yes, we loved the beach.
Okay.
She's giving you a big thank you with love and gratitude. And Crystal's saying she's looking for a
Okay.
relationship.
Thank you. That helps me.
There we go.
Okay, so
Okay.
Crystal, I'm gonna as soon as I tune in, or as soon as I saw your name, the first thing I felt was you've struggled in the past when it comes to love because I think you're like me, where you want to fix everybody and you're an empath and you like to take care of people and things like that. I also feel like you've struggled in relationships in the past because I want to say you were allowing things that maybe you shouldn't have because you were being too nice. So I do feel like you've taken a little bit of a break and you've been on a hiatus, I wanna say, for I don't know how long. It just feels like you've really been working on your heart, you've really been working on healing, and you've been doing a lot of things to change so that you attract somebody different. So I do feel like you're in a really good place right now, and I think now is a great time to start opening up your heart and accepting or, bringing in love. It doesn't feel like you're doing that quite yet. I know you're saying yes, yes, but it feels like you still have a little bit of a boundary on there. So I want to say, like, start writing your manifestation list, because if you open up to love right now, it really feels like you're going to find somebody really nice in the next few months. Like when I say open up, don't go on the dating sites, because that's not opening up to love. I just want to specify that, because that's really,
No
that's
dating set.
I want you to open it up to find love, so that love finds you as well, and be open to opportunities to meet people in person. And I love that you have boundaries, because I don't feel like you had the best boundaries before. Let me know if that's true. I feel like you were allowing things that maybe you shouldn't have, and the relationships didn't work out. Um, it just feels like you were giving, 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 giving. Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And so I really want you to I want you to set out that intention to the universe. I want you to talk to your spirit loved ones, everybody, and invite them to help you find the love, your soulmate, the one you're supposed to be with, because he's out there, he's waiting for you. And he's
Yeah.
waiting for you to find him, because it's going to happen, but it's going to happen through, to me it feels like a mutual friend or a coworker or something like that. Somebody you know is going to introduce you to. It's not going to be like on the dating site or at the bar. You're going to meet this through somebody. That's the feeling I get, and it's going to be a very solid relationship. So I want you to be open, surround yourself with people you love that you know are good people, and set that. Once you open up, it just people start coming. It's like you're putting out your pheromones, I'm telling you. When you start opening up, it's like all of a sudden these, like, guys are just coming, and then you're like, "Where are these guys coming from? Like, they never hit on me before." You're gonna be hit on all the time. That's what I'm seeing, yeah, and I feel like you're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on here?" But you're gonna feel good, and you're gonna look good because you feel good, and then they're gonna be attracted to that like, and like attracts like, so it's really positive that you're in the right frame of mind, and I feel like you are now, to attract somebody at the same level, not below or anything like that. Okay? That's what I
Yeah. Yeah. We're recovering from nice girl syndrome.
me too. It took me a while.
Woo. It's not authentic,
And
but we don't
Anna,
know that until we find it. Yeah.
I do see love coming in, I wanna say in June. I feel like you're gonna meet somebody, so that's what I
Yay.
wanna say. I feel
Oh,
like
that's
June somebody
beautiful.
comes into your life, and I also feel like you've met them before, so maybe it's like somebody you get
Ooh,
reintroduced to. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that for her. Good. Yay. And woo, that's not too long to wait. That's so exciting.
I just feel like it's,
Um,
like, gonna happen. It's like a weird connection, but it's like, "Oh my gosh." Yeah, that's what it feels like, a really nice person. Yeah.
oh, that's wonderful. I love that. Ed is laughing. Hi, Ed.
Nice
Top
boy
hat to
syndrome,
June.
yeah.
We're in
Yes, June was
recovery.
for you, Anna. Yes, June. I feel like somebody's coming in June, Anna. Yes.
You think being nice is such a good thing, you just get like, yeah, it doesn't
And
work.
I do feel like he is local. I
Mm.
feel like it's through, um, what did she just say? A marriage? What did I'm
D
I thought so
I
something
miss
about
it.
marriage. I don't know. Maybe it was somebody else's comment. Yes, he's local. I feel like he's local, and I actually feel like he just, I don't know, it's almost like we just bumped into each other. But I feel like you've met before, and so when you, like, run into each other, it's sort of like something happens. That's what it feels like. And I don't it's almost like, we were an acquaintance, or we've run into each other at parties, or like at someone's house. Like, but you
Yeah.
didn't really know him, or you never really, like, he never caught your eye before. It's like this time he catches your eye. That's the feeling I get. Yeah.
I feel like the sparks are gonna fly too, so
Yeah. You're
that
gonna be
that
like,
makes me
"Oh, I
happy.
feel something." Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me
Oh,
so
that was
happy.
okay.
Yay.
Too many comments coming. I have a
Yeah. I
I
know.
can't process all the comments very well because of my vision. It's like it doesn't work that
Oh,
way.
yeah, yeah. All good, all good. That's why we're here. We're here to help
I know.
too.
I was like, I saw
All right.
marriage. I was like, "Wait, where did that come from?"
I know I saw 2, and then I was looking for it, and I was like, "Where did it go?"
I don't even know.
Labyrinth Criterion is open for a love rating, but do you need more specific?
Yeah, if you wanna tell me, are you just open to what if love's coming into your life, or are you looking for, like, a compatibility type reading, or, like, what's going on in
Okay,
the relationship you're in? I'd like a little
okay,
guidance just on that, because I could go on
okay.
a tangent and you'd be like, nope, that wasn't me.
Yeah, it just helps to make it quick and kind of narrow it down
Mhm,
for
mhm.
sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see what
Yeah.
she says.
Compatibility,
Compatibility and
future with
future.
E. Perfect. Okay. E feels like he doesn't like change. He likes things he likes to like how the same he doesn't like to make drastic changes in life. He likes his structure, his routine. He's very grounded. I also feel like sometimes though he withdraws and it's hard to know what he's feeling or thinking. He's not very good at verbalizing his emotions. Um, so that can be difficult for you because you feel like somebody who really likes love and is affectionate and wants to talk about everything, and E feels like he likes to internalize everything and think about it, and it's hard for him to express himself. So I do feel like there's some communication things sometimes that happen, but nothing you can't work out. I do feel like E doesn't feel like he's ready to totally settle down right now. Like there's something going on in his life that has nothing to do with the relationship. It just feels like he's distracted. So I don't really know like what's going to happen right now, but it feels like you guys are in two different places. Um, energetically, and so it's almost like we're just kind of missing each other in some capacity when it comes to our connection. Let me know if you understand this labyrinth criterion.
Criterion. Yeah.
Criterion. If any of this resonates with you, please let me know in the comments. And if anything doesn't, let me know what doesn't as well. None of it hurts my feelings. Again, this is on Facebook and Zoom and like, not Zoom, but it's hard to always
Yeah.
get the right read, but I do my best. Yeah, I really feel like you two could work things out. It's just that I don't feel like the timing for it all to work out now or to move to the next step is happening this year. Yes, understand this in a relationship, but they check out when growth is required. That's what I feel like. So I feel like not a lot of growth is happening this year. This E is like not very good with change and it's hard for him. It's like baby steps. You have to be a little patient, but I do feel like next year things progress if that's what you want. Um, again, everything kind of feels in the air and we're like in two different places right now. So it's hard to see the future right now with you guys. It's almost like we have to come together and we're not quite there yet. That's what I'm feeling, but I do think he's a good guy. So I hope that makes sense. That's how my love compatibility readings work for me. I read the energies of both of them and I kind of
Mhm.
feel it and see what's happening. And I see everything in my mind as more energy waves. So that's why when I'm doing this, I'm showing what I'm visualizing in my
It's
head.
really fun to watch how you work too, because I love watching other mediums and
Yeah,
psychics
we're
and
all
see how
so
they work.
different,
It's
right?
really, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's really fun to watch like how you work and what your method is. So that was great. Yeah. So she's validating. Can't plan for the future, not
Yeah,
present.
he's not
Yeah.
present right now. There's something going on in his life, and he's not telling you about it. There's something going on, like he's internalizing things. He's in his head. He's overthinking things. He can't quite figure it out, and he's just holding it all in. Which, when he does that, he withdraws from everything. So I'm sorry. I wish I had like you guys are gonna. It's just not feeling it right now. It could, but not right now. Yeah,
So not a lost cause. There's still hope there. It sounds like
yeah.
what you're
There's
saying.
still hope. He's
Yeah.
just not in the right
Hmm.
place right now. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Well, it's better that we're told the truth so that you know what I mean, than if that makes sense. So she's saying, yes,
yeah,
understood, thank you, too. So,
yeah.
okay, beautiful. Shubli wants to know when will I might find a man to marry. So she wants to get married.
So, just gonna tune into this one. Hold on. I get like a pause when I tune into you, Shibli. Let me ask you this. Let me know if you understand this. In the past, did you get hurt really bad in your last relationship and you've taken like 5 years off or like something like that, like a big break in dating? Because I feel like you've got a huge wall up and you're not open. Like it's hard for me to tune into your heart chakra. So let me know if you understand. Okay, yes, she
She
said.
says yes, yeah.
I want you will find somebody, but the first thing you need to do is you need to work on that healing, and we need to let go of the past. I don't wanna say, sometimes doing, a a therapy not a therapy, like, writing a letter to the past of everything that you feel wronged or hurt about, and then, like, burning that in your fireplace or something can really help you release things. It's something I like to do. Um, writing a letter to the pain that it caused you, and like releasing it to the universe and opening up for positive, loving relationship, because it feels like you want love, you want a positive relationship, like you've tried to be you I feel like you've been trying to heal, but I still feel like there's a big guard around the heart. And so when you guard this heart, for me, it blocks off what I call the pheromones, the energetic um energetic vibration that your love needs to find you, right? If you've got that closed off, your love that's meant to find you can't find that vibration. They're not going to be drawn. So you got to open that up. That's how I see it. That's how I see relationships. Like when we open up those opportunities by opening up that energy, everything's an energy for me, right? So that's like this
Mhm.
love energy you're putting out. I call your pheromones, your love pheromones, right? But then somebody else has that same energetic vibe and they're going to find you because they're drawn to that. It's an attraction. I don't know if you've ever gone out when you were younger to the club and you were feeling really good and really feeling yourself and knew you looked good and felt good, and all night long you got hit on by everybody and your friends all look really good too, but nobody's hitting on them, and you're like, yeah, why is everybody hitting on me? That never happens. It's because of that mindset you put out there, and you're feeling this and your confidence is up and you're ready, right? So people are finding that. um
Yeah.
I met at the doctor today. I don't know if I will ever run into him again. Well, set that intention if there is something there. You never know. Um, write your old self a letter and tell it how you're letting go of the past and how you're going to do things different. And try, doing a little intention, maybe lighting some sage and throwing it into a fire pit, or the fireplace or whatever, and just kind of releasing that energy, and setting the intention to invite the right kind of love, and the love that you need and where you're at right now, so that you attract the right person, somebody on your same wavelength, not somebody that you're going to have to bring up or that's going to pull you down. You want somebody where you're at. That's what I want to
Yeah.
say.
I
It
love
can
that for
happen.
her.
It can happen. Just I feel like you got to wait a little bit of time. We got to heal. That's what I feel like.
Yeah. I
Mm,
love that for you, Shubli. And I know you said oh no, but it's not an oh no.
not
It's
a
an oh
bad
yes to
good
it's an oh
thing.
yes to yourself. And
Yeah.
I was linking in a little bit with Kelly there, and it's almost like with some time focused just for you on loving you, all of that love that you pour out into others and pouring it into yourself. Like it's almost like you're gonna stop caring if you get married or not, and that's when it's gonna show up. Like
She believes
when you
it's never
literally,
too late
yeah,
to find love.
yeah. It's
I
never
have
too late. It's never too
I
late.
I have a client, she's 88. Her husband died when she was 80, and she just got a new boyfriend and they're getting married. And he's 78. So,
Well,
it's
that
never
well,
too
that's
late.
sexy. Damn.
Yeah, she loves
So
it.
look at that, Shibli.
Yeah, so it is never ever too late.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just
Kelly's not talking about years of therapy. She's talking about maybe it's six
yeah,
months,
just
maybe it's a year
I
of just
feel
like
like
really
just
just
releasing some things, letting go of some of the past,
yeah.
to move
And it
forward.
switches your energy and makes you magnetic. And next thing you're almost 70. You might have 50-year-olds hitting on you now. So I
You
mean,
never
like,
know. I mean,
girl.
you have young energy, it feels like. When I tune into your energy, I didn't think I felt you more around 50, so you have young energy. So
Yeah,
I say,
yeah.
you know what? Put that energy out there and see what you're attracting, but open up that
Oh
heart.
my. She's like, oh, we're just kind of, kindling the fire for you,
Yeah,
girlfriend, just a
yeah.
little bit.
It's happening. You have to open it up to happen. How's that? We love oh my's.
You have to open it up to him.
Well, Shibli, here's the great thing about that. You're in charge of how long
It
it
just was
takes.
so funny.
I know. You're in charge of how long it takes, Shibli. I mean, you set this intention right now.
Yeah,
You set your mind to open up your heart, to allow love in, and it's open. But
yeah,
right now, it's not. When
yeah.
I tune in, I feel you. I can't get in there. I can feel it's closed and
It's
you've been hurt.
There's no keys to open up the locks. You know
Only
what I
well,
mean?
only
It's like,
Shibli has the key.
yeah, you got to open up the locks and then let somebody,
Yeah,
enter into your
yeah.
queendom of throne of love.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. Who is
Yes.
worthy of my throne of love? That is my heart, my dear. Right. And so just literally a few minutes, a few months, maybe a year, whatever, of like fine tuning your energy and
Yes.
getting that magnetic energy around you. And then Mr. Wonderful will come along for you too. Okay. Plenty of
Um,
fish in the sea for you.
like, will I see that
All right.
guy again? I feel like you guys are gonna see each other at another appointment. I don't know why, but it feels like you both scheduled follow-up appointments around the same time.
Ooh,
So I
cool.
hope you
There's
do.
a
That's what it
there's
feels
a
like.
there's a story in the Brian Weiss, who does the past life regressions. He wrote a book specifically about soulmates. I can't remember what the title of the book was, but he had a story just like that where he had two clients that came in doing past life regressions, and then he started to realize that they were remembering the same lifetime
Good.
in separate visits. And he, without violating any doctor ethic codes or anything, like sort of made it so they could kind of be there at the same time, and it worked. They ended up getting together, and they were soulmates. Yeah.
That's
So
awesome. I love that story. That's a
yeah.
great
So
story.
I know, right? And if you watched from the beginning, Shubli, I'm not sure when you popped in, but you may want to go back and watch the replay. Like Kelley just told stories of miracles that happened in her life. Like miracles happen, and she like restored our faith in miracles. If you had any guess, so please go back and watch that, and that's going to inspire you so much that energy, of like anything can happen. So you might see him again, and too, but it's like Kelley said, it's about your setting your intention, right? Switching your energy on. You can, making it
Mindset.
happen. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We have
Oh, those are
powerful
beautiful.
minds. People need to remember that.
We
My
do.
mind, I'm so good at manifesting that I have to be careful the words I use because my manifestation is so literal. One time I had these glasses like these. They turn into sunglasses outside, right? They're bifocals. And
Uh-huh.
this other lady had these other glasses on that were really cool, and they were sunglasses, and they were prescription bifocals too. And I said, I like her glasses. I don't like mine. 10 minutes later, I dropped mine in the river. In yeah. And it was my only pair of
Well,
glasses. And I was in India for 3 weeks. And it was like day 3 in India. So I had
oh,
no
oh my
glasses for the
goodness.
entire 3 weeks.
Oh
So I
my
always have to be
goodness.
careful about my manifestation.
Be
I said, I
careful
don't
what
like
you
my
wish for.
glasses. I
Yeah,
want
be
new
careful what you
ones.
say.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, for
I
sure.
didn't
So I'm
insult
glad
you.
that you've learned to be mindful of that too. So
Yeah.
okay, I have an idea. We've been on for a while too,
Yeah.
and I know what my sound has been a little bit off today, so hopefully it
It's good
finally
now.
corrected itself
Yeah, it
too.
did correct
Okay,
itself.
I
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, I was either a little staticky or the volume between you and me was quite different. So hopefully it's
Yeah.
finally leveled itself out there too. And yes, hi Vivian, good to see you. Beautiful. Aloha. Hello, Lynn. Beautiful. How good to see you too. Thank you all for staying with us this whole time too. So I was thinking if you could do a group collective message or some final words, and just as you're kind of getting like mentally prepared for that too, I
Oh,
want to say you can watch Kelley's show Seeing Beyond with Cheryl Murphy tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, because she also has a show on the Sacred Spiral Network, and you can go and watch the replay of our show on Embracing Infinity we did last year if you go to this YouTube channel Sacred Spiral Network as well too. My next show of my sister show Embracing Infinity will be this Friday at noon Pacific with Danny Santos. We're talking about Uranus and Gemini, the astrology that's going on with that. It's pretty major, it's pretty big, so you don't want to miss it. No love show next week because I'm on with Nancy Muratala for Fashionably Spiritual. And then 2 weeks on the love show, we're having a big twin flame show with Dr. Harmony. So that is not to be missed as well, too. That's going to be super fabulous. And
yeah.
so with that, Shades of Michelson. Is Michelson in the house? Is he is? Hello, hello, Mr. Z. Good to see you. And so now I can hand in any final words that you'd like to leave with us, or a group
Well,
message, whatever you would
I
like to do. It's all yours.
I feel like final words because it's the love show will be about love, and I just feel like there's never there's always a good time to find love when we're ready. And so if you're ready to find love, I encourage people to start writing down what they want to manifest in their love relationship. Set an intention for what kind of a person you want to attract and see if that makes a difference. Because a lot of times we just go in looking for the feeling of love instead of what we really want in a relationship. And I think it's important to focus on the relationship and what kind of a relationship we want. And I want to say, like, right now, with everything that's going on in our universe, and there's a lot in this world,
Mm,
it's really important for us to stay grounded and to remember that what's that saying? This too shall pass. Things are going to get
mhm.
better. We just have to focus on
Absolutely.
the future we want to create. So I encourage everybody to really envision a beautiful world that is way better than what we're experiencing right now. Let's all try to set our collective energy to building and envisioning the world that we want, because that's what needs to happen right now. And I do think things are going to get better for oddly enough, I feel like by the middle of next year, things are going to be way different in our politics and our world. So I don't know. I feel like good things are going to be shifting and changing by next year, by the middle of next year. Yeah. So I feel
That's
good
great
about
to
it.
hear.
Lots of love. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
I'm
Well,
about it.
Kelley, I feel so blessed. We're all so blessed to hear your story, and I'm so excited for your book. We'll have to do another show when your book comes out. So I know you're
I
working on
know.
that
I got to
too.
get
And
busy on it.
yeah,
I'm trying to set a schedule to write.
I'm working on mine too, and it's very slow. I actually just deleted a bunch of. I was like, oh, I got to start it over again too.
I
So
might
it's,
start all
we
over
have
again because I've scrapped it so many times.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Well, it'll be done. It'll be done when it's done. It'll be the perfect time for you
Yes.
too. But I do know you're going to finish it psychically. I'm like, oh yeah, she's going to finish it and it's going to do really well. So I'm really excited for you. So
Yeah.
I'm so grateful, and thank you to all of our friends who have joined us, especially the ones that stayed the whole time with us. So
Yeah.
grateful for all of you. So much love you always bring. So much positive energy, encouragement, and
Oh,
support that you always bring
yeah.
for each other and for all of us here. A big thank you to our producer, who's also the owner and creator of the Sacred Spiral Network, Kelly Brickle. She's working so hard taking care of us in the background. And so here we are. We did it. We had a beautiful night. So thank you. Thank you so much, Kelley. So
Thank you.
grateful. For
Yeah.
your presence and your time and your sharing and your open vulnerability. You're just so open and honest and authentic. So it's been
Thank
a
you.
very delight to have you here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So and with that, everybody, we will see you in 2 weeks on The Love Show and then on the Sacred Spiral Network. Lots more shows coming up this week, and we look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Have a beautiful evening. Sleep with the angels, and we'll see you all very soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.